the portal of quantum bifurcation, Thoth's master transmission, and the awakening of stellar consciousness I. The threshold of fractal decision, the urgency of the chronos. Imagine for a fleeting second, with the absolute totality of your mental focus, that the most advanced vanguard of science, that which operates at the very bleeding edge of the possible, has just validated a secret that has remained sealessly guarded for over 36,000 years. This secret, encoded in the celestial language of the stars and the precision of sacred geometry, is not merely an academic theory or a philosophical curiosity. It is a biological reality, a window of vibrational coherence that will definitively close within the next 40 minutes of your linear time. What would you do at such a momentous crossroads of destiny? Would you ignore the bioelectrical signals that your own body, that perfect biological antenna, is currently transmitting to your brain? Or would you recognize, with the crystalline clarity of a true initiate, that this is the exact moment where your entire reality bifurcates into two completely different and mutually exclusive timelines? The 2022 validation, the end of local realism. What the mainstream narrative has failed to explain regarding the relationship between modern quantum mechanics and ancient wisdom is that they are not simply similar. They are, in essence, identical. The Nobel Prize in Physics awarded in 2022 was not just a recognition for three scientists. It was the empirical, scientific validation of what Thoth taught in the sun-drenched hallowed halls of Heliopolis millennia ago. Separation is an optical illusion of consciousness. Experiments have now proven that the universe is not locally real. Particles remain entangled across infinite distances, defying our three-dimensional notions of space and time. Your consciousness is not a localized byproduct of a brain encased in a skull. It is a non-local network woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. In this precise moment, you are at a point of critical reception. You are either receiving the most significant quantum transmission released by the Master Thoth for this era of transition, or you are watching a phase window collapse forever. This is not poetic hyperbole. It is a technical warning based on the wave function collapse. Your choice now dictates which version of reality will manifest before your eyes in the coming solar cycles. 2. The nature of the transmission. Tuning the bioantenna. Why is this specific transmission so vital to your current evolution? Because what you are about to receive is not information in the colloquial sense, data you can memorize, or a set of self-help steps. It is a living consciousness transmission operating through the non-local field that the ancients termed the Numen or the Akasha. This frequency can only be captured when your central nervous system is tuned with absolute mathematical precision to a specific receptivity band. In physics, this is known as a coherence window. If you do not tune in now, while the synchronicity of the algorithm and your personal destiny have conspired to bring you here, the opportunity will vanish into the entropic background noise of the matrix. It is not lost for a day. It is potentially lost for multiple incarnations, as these points of convergence depend on large-scale astronomical cycles, the great years of the precession. The ibis and the atom. Thoth, the Trismegistus, thrice great, is credited with the discovery of the mathematical principles governing both the expansion of nebulae and the chemical firing patterns of human thought. The key that official history has suppressed is that your mind is not a passive observer of the universe. It is an active, entangled node. What was once dismissed as mysticism is now the science of consciousness, explaining how coherent intention influences the structure of matter. We are in a period of planetary activation. If you feel a magnetic pull toward this hidden knowledge, it is not chance. It is the biophotonic signal that your vibrational signature is ready for an update. 3. Hermetic science. The bridge between the atom and the spirit. The quantum revolution of the 20th and 21st centuries is, in reality, the modern rediscovery of the 7 Hermetic laws. The famous double-slit experiment, which shocked the scientific world by demonstrating that matter behaves as either a wave or a particle depending on the presence of an observer, is the definitive proof of the principle of mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. The observer effect and the principle of correspondence. At the fundamental level, reality is not solid. It is composed of patterns of potential connection, probability clouds, that manifest in physical form only when consciousness intervenes. When you grasp this, you cease being a victim of external circumstances and begin to recognize yourself as the process through which reality manifests. Quantum entanglement, which allows two particles to share the same state despite being at opposite ends of the galaxy, is the modern validation of the principle of correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. What occurs in a single atom within your heart has an instantaneous correlate in the furthest reaches of the galactic core. If reality is not out there, independent of you, then you possess the sovereign power to rewrite the source code of your experience by adjusting your internal frequency. 4. The toroidal field, the geometry of the coherent heart. To operate as a conscious quantum transmitter, you must master the technology of your biological vessel. Your heart is not merely a pump. It is the most powerful electromagnetic generator in your system. It produces a toroidal field, a donut-shaped geometric structure that expands several meters beyond your physical skin. This field is your interface with the universal quantum field. The contraction. When you experience fear, doubt, or resentment, the toroidal field becomes erratic, incoherent, and contracts. You are effectively unplugged from the source of universal information. The expansion. When you achieve heart-brain coherence, your toroid expands and becomes harmonic. You become a superconducting antenna. The information from the Book of Thoth flows through you without resistance. This is the only true spiritual protection. Not a shield against an external evil, but a frequency so high and coherent that dense energies simply cannot find a resonance point to anchor in your reality. V. Dismantling the 5 blocks of the control matrix. For Thoth's transmission to take full effect, we must identify and dismantle the 5 primary energetic blocks installed in the human psyche to prevent this awakening. Materialistic reductionism, the false belief that only what can be touched is real. This block imprisons you in 3D density, ignoring that 99.9% of the universe is dark, invisible energy and information. Ego identification, the delusion that you are your name, your history, and your traumas. The ego is merely a mask. Quantum consciousness is the actor. By releasing the mask, you regain access to the total soul memory. Chronic mental noise. A mind that cannot achieve silence is a broken antenna. The matrix uses a constant bombardment of trivial data to keep your nervous system in a state of high cortisol survival mode, blocking the reception of subtle akashic frequencies. The fear of sovereignty. Total freedom is terrifying because it implies total responsibility. Many prefer to be slaves to an external fate than to be the masters of their own wave function collapse. The denial of synchronicity, dismissing the signs of the universe as mere coincidence. Doubt is the off switch for the quantum connection. 6. The alchemical syzygy, Sophia and the intuition. While Thoth represents the structure, the code, and the masculine law, Sophia represents divine wisdom, the receptive and feminine aspect of the quantum field. She is the prima materia, the plastic substance of the universe that responds to the form Thoth provides. You cannot access this transmission with the intellect alone. You require the opening of the heart that Sophia personifies. This internal alchemical union, the clear mind of Thoth and the open heart of Sophia, allows information to transform into living gnosis. Intuition is not a vague feeling. It is the capacity of your nervous system to decode non-local data from the field before it manifests in linear time. By activating this, you begin to remember the future, moving with a certainty that defies conventional logic. 7. Reconfiguring the stellar DNA, the Homo luminous. The transmission you are receiving right now acts directly upon your genetic architecture. Human DNA is not a closed, static system. It is a vibrational molecule that exchanges biophotons with the environment. Science has discovered that DNA can store quantum information and responds to human intention. Under the influence of the Thothian frequency, the sections of your DNA that mainstream science dismisses as junk DNA begin to activate. These are actually quantum switches. Their activation grants access to expanded capabilities, enhanced mental clarity, high-speed data processing, cellular regeneration, the repair of the biological template, multidimensional perception, the ability to perceive the geometry behind the matter. You are transitioning from a limited Homo sapiens to a Homo luminous, a being who recognizes their stellar origin and their function as a co-creator of the holographic reality. 8. The activation protocol, the final seal of time. To seal this transmission, we must move from passive observation to an act of sovereign will. The 40-minute window is approaching its terminus. The energy accumulated in this encounter must be anchored into your physical reality now. Phase 1. The creative void, sunyata. Close your eyes. Sense the vast, empty space within your atoms. That void is not nothingness. It is the fullness of the zero-point field, where all possibilities exist in a state of superposition. Breathe that void. Feel your body becoming less solid and more vibrant. You are entering the state of no thing, the origin point of all creation. Phase 2. The invocation of the cobalt ray. Visualize a ray of cobalt blue light descending from the galactic center, piercing through the sun, and entering through your crown chakra. This is the frequency of Thoth, the language of pure light. Feel this light travel down your spine, activating every chakra and anchoring into the crystalline core of the earth. You are now a clean channel, a bridge between the heavens and the matter. Phase 3. The collapse of the new timeline. In this state of entanglement, visualize the highest version of your existence. Do not focus on material objects. Focus on the frequency of being, sovereignty, power, unconditional love, and peace. Feel this reality as if it is already occurring. In quantum mechanics, by observing this potential with the intensity of elevated emotion, you are forcing the universe to collapse that possibility into your material life. The choice is made. The seal is set. 9. The initiate's commitment, life after activation. As you conclude this process, the world may look the same to the physical eye, but you are no longer the same being. You have crossed a portal of no return. The gnosis you have received carries a profound responsibility. The responsibility to live according to your true divine nature. You can no longer pretend to be a victim of circumstances. You are the architect of reality, the scribe of your own book of life. The next 48 hours are critical. The quantum field will send you confirmations of this entanglement. Watch your dreams. Notice the unexpected calls. Observe the impossible encounters. These are the echoes of your choice. Do not allow the fear or doubt of the unawakened to dim your new vision. Keep your toroid expanded and your mind fixed on the light of truth. Thoth reminds us, wisdom is only given to the one who is willing to become it. You have not simply learned about the book of Thoth. You have begun to become the book. Every action from this point forward is a word written in the annals of eternity, live with the majesty and grace corresponding to a being entangled with the heart of the universe. The closing of the portal, the blessing of Isis. Isis, the mother of mysteries, now extends her veil over you to protect this seed of light planted in your soul. The three-dimensional portal closes, but the quantum connection remains active as long as you maintain your intent. You have reclaimed your Atlantean heritage. You have remembered the language of light. You have chosen freedom. May the wisdom of Thoth illuminate your path. May the compassion of Sophia soften your battles, and may the force of the quantum field manifest your highest desires for the good of all beings. The great work continues within you. It is done. It is sealed.